Hello, welcome to Strong Flow Vinyasa. And today our theme is going to be the winter solstice. I will be giving you different affirmations or thoughts to ponder as we go along today. Peak pose today is going to be crow. That's an arm balance. So I will give options for different people to do different things according to your ability. So no worries there. We will use a couple blocks today in case you need those. They can be helpful for coming into crow, as well as just in general if you need that. You'll see I've got 4 that's just for when I switch sides, and we will all use a strap for some different things towards the end. So that being said, I'm sitting on my nice folded blanket, nice and tall, zipping up from pubic bone behind the navel, ears, shoulders, and hips in alignment. I'll take a slight tuck in the chin and start to kind of ground down, sinking a little bit more into the space. And breathing here, expanding that rib cage on the inhale. Maybe a gentle exhale. And again, nice big inhale. Gentle exhale. Good, let's take a big inhale and reach. Exhale, get a nice side bend towards the left and reaching over. So as I'm doing this to the left, I'm really pressing down into that right hip. I'm really taking my rib cage towards the right as well. I'm going to keep this arm long instead of bent around. Kind of gives a deeper stretch, deeper opening than that side body. Then I'm going to come back up and we'll go into the other side. Pressing through that left hip, taking the left rib cage out, breathing and expanding. And then we'll come back up, reaching up. Good. We're going to rotate. Arms come down, rolling shoulders back, looking a little bit more behind you. And lifting up, moving through center. Good. Taking that down, rolling shoulders back, looking behind you. And coming back up. Let's take the hands behind the head, relaxing the shoulders down, elbows are out, we're nice and tall, and just rotate. Good. Now, if you need to close your eyes here, you can do that. You can pick up the pace if you want to do that. Careful not to have jerky movements here. How smooth can you be? And then from here, just coming back nice and gentle. Good. From here, we're going to go into some scapular movement because crow is all about the shoulders. So from here, just let your arms come to the side. Let's go into elevation and depression. Elevation and depression. Elevation, depression, elevation, depression. Good. Take your hands out forward here. I'll show you this from a side view. That'll be a little bit easier. Good. So from here, good, just kind of take your hands forward like this, like you're going to go into a plank or a downward facing dog. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction, protraction. Keep going. So remember when we're in a down dog, a plank, or an arm balance, you want to be protracted in that position. Good. And then from here, just roll it out. And then let's take a moment and go into a few rounds of some alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing. So I'm going to kind of take a Star Trek approach here, live long and prosper. So different people like to do different things. So we do use the right hand. So for me, it's really hard to take my middle finger and my pointer finger and hold that down while I've got my thumb out and my ring finger and pinky finger here. Okay. So if that's easy for you, this is actually the way that, that we're taught to do it. If not, no worries. You can take these two fingertips. They can just kind of be here. Some people like a third eye connection right there. And if you're like, I don't like to do any of these things, just think about the pointer and the thumb and just go back and forth with that. Okay, no worries. So find where you're going to find it. Let's take a big exhale. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take that thumb. I'm going to close off the right. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close the right, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Close right, open left, exhale. And release and breathe normal. Notice how you feel. One more time, big inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. So the intention today, the theme is winter solstice, but you can always come up with anything that you need. And once you have that set, we're going to find all fours. So if you need to cushion your knees, bring in that cushion. I'm going to set my blanket to the side for right now. Good. As you come to all fours, spread the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles with pinky, pointer, and thumb. Knees are going to be under the hips. If you've got a cranky low back, you can take them a little bit wider. Tops of the feet are down. Good. So we're protracted again. We're pressing away. Belly button is in. Inhale. Good. Take a nice cow pose here. Exhaling round. Mad cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, let's find a thread the needle. So just something before we get going. Notice the difference here. Okay. So here I've got my ear kind of pressing into the floor. Okay. I don't have a long line from crown to tail. If I lift up a little bit, so maybe just bury the top, it's barely touching, and I'm using my left hand and shoulder to support myself, this is a much better place to breathe and practice. It's also a deeper twist there, okay? So practice smartly, okay? Belly button is in, right arm comes out, good, and we'll scoop, and let's open, and scoop, and open, and scoop, take it all the way through, hips stay over the knees again. Long line from that crown to tail. Ear does not touch the floor. If the ear is touching the floor, you've got a kink in the neck. You can take your left hand out a little bit wider to get a little bit more support there. Breathe and expand. Pressing through the hand, coming all the way back up. And let's take that to the other side. So left hand comes open and scoop and open and scoop and open and scoop and reach. Good. So from here, good. Again, I'm taking my right hand out a little bit wider. I've got a long line from crown to tail. My ear is not touching the floor. My head is barely touching the floor. There's a piece of paper under it. it would not be crinkly. Breathing. And when you're ready, pressing through and coming back up. Good. Let's take this into some opposite arm and leg. I'm going to start with the left leg coming back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound. I'm going to let that left hip drop. I'm pressing in and forward. Get a slight micro bend in the elbow. Belly button is in here. So we're stretching that back side of that leg, getting into that foot a little bit. And then when you're ready, I'm going to come forward. Good. So as you lift the leg, careful not to collapse through the mid back into that sway back, just like that. You want to be lifted. Protracting in the shoulders helps with that. Right arm comes forward. Good. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stay here or go to the diagonal. And come in. And diagonal. And come in. And diagonal. Hold, hold, hold. And coming back in. Good. Take a little break here, decompress. So first affirmation for this winter solstice is I feel immense love for myself, others, and the world. I feel immense love for myself, others, and the world. And we'll come back in and we're going to do that to the other side. So from here now, the right leg's going to come back, pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mound. Drop that right hip slightly. Belly button is in, press back, nice stretch. Find your breath. And then from here, when we're ready, good, we'll come back. And here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Stay with those or find the diagonal. And back to center. And diagonal, and center, and diagonal, and center, and diagonal, and center. Taking that back. Around, round, round. And once you're ready, let's take that right into downward facing dog. So planting the hands, if you're taller, take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Otherwise, you're safe to stay. Tucking the toes, shifting back. I'm pressing in and forward into my hands as I lift my knees and lift my hips. Good. Pressing evenly into big toe and pinky toe mounds. Turning elbows forward. Shoulders are back. We're in that protraction. So the ears are by the biceps. Your heels may not touch, and that's okay. Good. So you can choose to stay here. You can lift the heels and lower the heels. You can walk your dog. Good. You can bend the knees and lengthen. Find yours. I'm going to walk the dog today. If you're walking the dog, keep the hips even. Try not to sway side to side here. And then from here, good. Finding some stillness. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. I'm going to use my blocks in the first few. You may not need them. That's okay. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Long spine. Exhale, little bow. So if you don't have blocks and you can't touch the floor, come to shins or thighs. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. From here, root into the heels. Get into the glutes. Rise long back as we lift. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. Good. Remember, I feel immense love for myself, others in the world. No matter how dark it is, I hold light within me. No matter how dark it is, I hold light within me. Inhale and we reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands, step, or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Flowing's always optional. And from down dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward, meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. From down dog, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, little back. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one like this. Inhale and lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I've been showing you different ways to flow here. From downward facing dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root through the feet, engage the glutes, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding the breath, the mountain, the intention. Let's take this into a sun salute B, or at least a variation of one. So if you've got a back issue or you're newer, follow me with hip width apart. If not, you can take everything closer together or together. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, I'm going to sit back into my chair. Belly button is in. So as we're here, you can stay here or you can move your arms forward and back. So I feel immense love for myself, others in the world. No matter how dark it is, I hold light within me. So I am taking the time to reflect on the past year. I am taking time to reflect on the past year. And then from here, when you're ready, take it up and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip a flow. I'm going to skip this one. Good. Now we're going to add on a few things here. So from here, left leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee, opening up to the left. Strong, even upper body. So that left shoulder is not lifted. Good. We're just going to open and close. Good. Now let's add a cheetah onto this flow. So let's open, close, cheetah. Don't take the shoulders past the wrist and taking it back. Open, close, cheetah. Take it back. Open, close, cheetah. Hold, really draw that knee into the belly. And then step or pick up and put the left foot forward between the hands. Warrior prepping that back foot. Good. We're at an angle with that back leg. Find your alignment. Find your stability. Finding warrior one. Front hip will come back. Back hip will come forward. Relax the shoulders. Strong through the back edge of the back foot. Belly button is in. Now, arms are going to come out to the side. Left arm's going to be on top. Right arm's going to be on the bottom. You can hug or you can wrap here. Find what you need. Getting into the shoulders helps crow be a little bit more comfortable. And when you're ready, we're going to reach. Good. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pressing through that back leg. Taking hands on the inside of that foot. Walking out about 45-ish degrees. Hands can be on block. So you can stay right here. Maybe you can come down to forearms. Hips can shift back a little bit. Watch this knee Try not to let it fall inward here. Belly button is in. We'll come up. We'll walk it around, swiveling up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. If you're ready, inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, and we'll fold. We're going to sit back into that chair. Good. So once you've found your chair, you can choose to stay here. You can move your arms forward and back if you want to do that again, or take it out and in. As you take it out, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then from here, good. Find your chair pose and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bow. Inhale, step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip your flow. I'm going to skip this one. Good. We're going to take that whole series to the other side. So right leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Right shoulder stays grounded. And we're going to open and close. And open and close. And now adding on, open, close, find a cheetah, taking it back, open, close, cheetah, take it back, open, close, cheetah, and hold, draw that knee up in a little bit tighter, and then step or pick up and put the right foot forward between the hands. Warrior prepping. Good. When you're ready, good. With stability, find your warrior one. Front hip comes back, strong through the back edge of the back foot. Relax those shoulders. Zip up that front body. Now arms are out to the side. Right arm's going to be on top of the left. You can wrap, you can hug or wrap. And we'll open and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Pressing through that back leg. Hands on the inside, on blocks or the floor. You'll walk out about 45-ish degrees. You can stay there. Maybe you can come down onto the forearms. Watch this front knee. Belly button is in. Long spine. Good. And coming up and coming down, swiveling up the back foot. Front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. And we're going to go right into our next flow here. So left leg's going to lift 3-point, bending that knee. Round, step, or pick up and put that left foot forward between the hands. You can find a lunge here for a moment. Lengthening. Good. Front heel is always grounded, so if it's lifted, that foot needs to be more forward. Good. Left hip back, back hip forward. And once you're ready, good. Warrior prepping that back foot. We're going to prepare to come up into warrior 2. So coming up, good. Front hip is back hip is forward. Chest opens without moving the hips. And we reach. Strong in the feet. Now, while you're here, without necessarily coming out of the pose, where could you be a little bit more at ease? Are you clenching somewhere? Maybe being at ease means backing off just a little bit, just like that. So find where you need to be. Inhale, exhale without moving the hips, find exalted. Inhale, exhale. Finding warrior two. We'll lengthen that front leg. We're going to find triangle here, triangle here. So front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward. Good. I'm going to reach. My left leg is long, so my left arm is long. I'm going to reach, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. When I can come no more, take a thigh, take a shin. You can take the block at any height or the floor. Outside is easier than the inside. And I'm just going to come up here, stacking the shoulders, finding the triangle. Good. Now going into rotation. Gaze comes right here. Good. And without moving the hips, we're going to take that down and open up and down and open up and down and open up. Look down at that front foot. Put a bend in that front knee. Good. Cartwheel down. Swivel up the back foot. Bring your blocks in here if you need them. Lengthen the torso, lengthen that front leg, find a pyramid variation. So I'm pressing back through that back heel, but it's not grounded. Now, your hamstring will let you know if this is a good or a bad idea. You can stay here, or if it will let you, you can take arms or blocks more forward, ears by the bicep. Lengthen the spine. And then from here, good, we'll come back. Good, lengthen, put a bend in that front knee, plant the hands, front foot steps back. You choose, take or skip a flow. Good. Now, before we go to the other side, take your feet as wide as your mat or a little bit wider. Heels can be grounded or lifted. That part's not as important. Good. And then you're going to shift back and bend and come back up. And bend and come back up. So this is also a prep for Malasana. Helps get the knees prepped a little bit here. Good. It opens up the hips a little bit here in the same way that you would from Malasana. And one more time. And then from here, take your feet back to their normal downward facing dog position. Good. Now, from here, we're going to take that all to the other side. So from now, right leg's going to lift 3 points, bending that knee. Good. Round, step, or pick up and put that foot forward between the hands. Good. Warrior prepping that back foot. And when you're stable, good, we're going to rise, finding warrior two on this side. So your front hip's going to come back. Good. Without moving the hips, open and find it. And you might notice you have a different alignment on one side than the other. My right side looks different than my left side because my hips are different on one side than the other. Again, how could you be a little bit more at ease? Lengthen that front leg if you want to, or keep it bent, get back exalted. And when you're ready, good, finding the warrior two. And we'll lengthen that leg and we'll come into triangle. So front hip's gonna come back hip's gonna come forward. I'm rooting into my feet. I'm lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. When I can come no more, take a thigh, shin, block the floor, inside or outside. Good, and I'm gonna open up. So remember, your hand being on the floor is just there to complete the pose and make it look pretty. Once you have arrived in the triangle, you should be able to, lift up that hand. It's all in the legs. And looking up at that top hand. Good. We're going to take that down and open. And rotate and open, rotating from the torso. And down and open. Good. Looking down at that front foot, putting a bend in that front knee. Good. Taking the hands around that foot, swiveling up the back foot, bringing blocks in here for pyramid variation if you need them. lengthening, lengthening the front leg. Good. And then from here, as you lengthen the torso, right hip is back. You can stay here, or if you've got the depth, you can walk that forward. And then from here, we'll come up. Good. Putting a bend in that front knee, planting the hands, front foot steps back. You choose. Take or skip a flow. Good. And again, taking those feet as wide as the mat or a little bit wider. Good. And just get that nice squat. Here when you're ready. Good. We'll take the feet back to the floor. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, root, engage, and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding breath, mountain, and tension. All right, let's continue to prep here. So we're going to take the legs out wide. Good. Let's do one in parallel. We'll do a forward fold here, wide-legged forward fold. So make sure your toes are even and your feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. Big inhale and reach. Exhale. Good. Find that nice fold. Good. Nice long tabletop. This might be where you need to stay. Hands can come to blocks as well. You can walk the hands forward. You can take them back. I'm just going to bend my elbows coming down here. I'm pressing through the outer edges of the feet, so I'm not collapsing into the arches. I'm thinking about lengthening the spine. And then from here, good, I'm going to lift. Good, pressing through the outer edges of the feet, little micro bend in the knees if you need that, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out. Good. From here, going to find that nice big squat. Now, for some of you, when we go into Malasana for a moment, this wide squat might be where you are today, and that's fine. Okay. Remember, not all crows are meant to fly. Some of them need to stay in the nest a little bit longer. Some of them are just fledgling. And then from here, just find that and wiggle side to side. Maybe pick up a heel and come back up. Good. From here, heel toe it in. We're going to take one more flow to the floor. This will be the last one. If you are done with those, you can go ahead and just come to a seat on the floor. Otherwise, you can follow with me with one last one. Big inhale and reach. Exhale and we'll fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale and we'll bow. Inhale, plant the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip the last flow of this class. And then once you come down there, let's find a child's pose. Good. So as we come to this child's pose, good. So I talked about taking the time to reflect on the past year. Good. What about I will bask in this time for transformation? I will bask in this time for transformation. You can just let everything go here. So each solstice, your equinox, your spring and fall is a wonderful time to reset things. Good. Bringing in a new season of life, a new season of weather, new changes, all of those things. They're wonderful. Okay, So now we're going to prepare for Malasana and go into the crow. So for Malasana, good. I already told you that some of you, this is going to be yours. Okay. You can also do this up against a wall or a sturdy piece of furniture if balance is an issue for you. You can also use your blocks here. So there's different ways you can do blocks. This is one way you can do a block. Or if you've got two blocks, you'll sit right there. Okay. Heels are grounded. You can do a block this way or this way. Okay. Again, heels are grounded. So if they're starting to pop up, take them a little bit wider. You can also come onto one block, and this is the block size that I'm going to use today. And come right here. And some of you might not need any blocks at all because you can do a beautiful Malasana. And if that is you, excellent. Okay. So from here, zipping up from the pubic bone behind the navel, let's release to the left. Let's open to the right. And we'll come back down. Good. Release to the right, open to the left. And taking that back down. Good. So from here, you can depend on where you are at. Kind of come to standing if you're in a standing squat, or just come here. Just come out of there. And then we're going to go into crow for some of us. So I'm going to show this from a side viewpoint so you can see better what I'm doing. Good. Excuse me. So you're coming up onto your toes here. Good. Your heels are together. Your toes won't be. Good. And you're in an external rotation. So hip, knees, and toes are turning out to the side. Good. So for here, there's a couple things you can do. You can take hands to your block. Okay. And you can just work on being right here, working on opening up the hip, just being in the position. Remember, some crows need to stay in the nest a little bit longer. Okay. You can even kind of rock forward a little bit and back, kind of touching it a little bit and coming out. You can take the hands to the floor and do that. Now, you will see in pictures, knees behind the armpit or kind of up in the armpit to do crow. That's fine. I'm very sensitive in my skin. So if I do it that way, then my knees cause bruising and it looks like somebody grabbed me really hard around my arms. So I take mine on the outside. Now my hips are a little bit tight today. So I'm going to come into this by stepping my feet onto this block. So now my knees are higher. They're where they need to go. So my hands are on the floor. Good. You can rock forward and back. You can take one foot. And then maybe one day you can take both feet. Belly button is in. You're looking forward. Good. If you tuck the chin, you'll somersault. Now, that was one crow. I've lost a little bit of my upper body strength, but I'm going to come back and try that again. There we go. This is also like the third time I've done this class today. So from here. Good. There we go. Good. Okay. And that's all it is. And it takes time to master, I will say. We're going to come to a seat. If you feel a lot of discomfort in your wrists when you do that, and you are not someone that has an existing wrist issue, like arthritis, osteoporosis, you have osteoporosis in your wrist, I probably wouldn't do that one, or a previous surgery or something like that, work on strengthening your upper body. Okay, that will take it out of the wrist, and then the wrist is not compensating for what the upper body's not doing. So from here, we're going to take a forward fold. So you've got your strap today. If you can't touch the toes, but you want that connection, bring that strap in. Leave a little bit of space underneath the knees if you need to do that. Zipping up, big inhale and reach. Exhale, leaning forward. Some of you will stay here. Some of you are going to fold in. And breathe. Good. So basking in this time of transformation. What about, I am filled with abundance. I am filled with abundance. And from here, we'll come back up. Good. Let's come into a seated twist. A seated twist. I'm just going to come back and face you this way. Good. So from here, I'm going to take my right foot in, and I'm going to take my left foot right here. Okay. Now you can also like cross it over if you want to do that one, but I'm just going to take this foot right here. I'm going to lengthen. Good. I've got my right hand here, and I'm just going to twist to the right. Now, some of you might be able to take an elbow over here. That's fine, as long as you're not cranking through the spine. And breathe. And coming back. Good. And we will switch sides. Good. And find your length, and then find your twist. Remember, darkness isn't disappointing. It is a time of rest. Darkness isn't disappointing. It's a time of rest. And we'll release and come back centered. Come onto your back. Make sure that that strap is handy for you. Okay. We're going to do one basic bridge here. One basic bridge here. And actually, you know what? Let's do freestyle bridge. Let's do the bridge that we feel like doing right now that's already in our practice. So different things for different people. You can, bring a strap in. You can do a basic. You can do full back bend. Whatever's in your practice, I'm just going to do a basic. So I'm going to press my shoulders, arms, hands, and feet into the mat. I'm hip aligned with my knees and the feet. And I'm just going to lift up. So working on scapular stability will also help you in crow with that upper body strength. So practicing, the protraction, practicing down dog well, turning the elbows to the shoulder or elbows to the ceiling, protracting in your plank, and engaging your upper body here when you're in your bridging. And when you're ready, we'll take that down and we'll bring the knees in. Okay. From here, grab your strap. Let's start with the right side. Good. So from here, we're just going to do a nice little circle. How big or small your circle needs to be is going to depend on your own body. But try to keep both hips grounded. Let's reverse direction. Good. We're going to bring that back up. Hamstrings and inner thighs are already stretched what we've done. Let's get the outside here. So you can grip up on that strap. Good. Arcing over. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here. The darkness isn't disappointing. The time to practice rest. How about I will protect my energy and set good boundaries during this time. I will protect my energy and set good boundaries during this time. Okay, and we'll come back up. We'll switch sides. Okay. So here's our circles. Okay. And when you're ready, reversing. And coming up. Good. Changing hands. We'll arc over, wiggle around, find your best spot. We'll come back up. We'll remove that strap from the foot. Good. Let's do one basic supine twist, and then we'll go into Shavasana from here. The knees over the hips, chins parallel to the floor. Let those knees fall over to the right as you look to the left. Breathe and expand that rib cage. Return to intention. When you're ready, one leg at a time, or using the abs for both, we will take those knees over towards the left, maybe looking to the right, and breathing. Remembering that from here on, days will get brighter and lighter. From here on, days will get brighter and lighter. And then we'll take that back in the center. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. And we'll go into a short Shavasana from here. So if you want to bring in any props that you have for your Shavasana today, you can. Good. You can be on your back, your side, your belly. You can let everything come long and flop open. You can put a bend in the knees. Be where you're comfortable. And the last thing that I'm going to give you to ponder here is I welcome the rebirth of new things. I welcome the rebirth of new things. Taking some deep breaths here. Choose stillness or invite movement of the fingers and toes. Maybe taking head and neck from side to side. Choosing stillness or bringing knees into the chest. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lift it up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness, removing any props out of the way if you used any today. Arms long behind you, legs long in front of you, and reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. When you're ready, bending in both knees, rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. So we started our yoga practice morning or evening, if you're practicing in the evening. Good. Nice tall sit. Big inhale and reach. Exhale as you bring the hands down, coming back to winter solstice, stopping the thumbs right in front of the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving heart. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you have a wonderful holiday season. Namaste.